Hey, what's up guys? I'm here with a new video for you today. It's been a couple of days, well, I would have to say 5 days since the last episode of Superman and Lois season 4 episode 10 has come out, and I'm so excited to watch it. I was planning to do this reaction video like a day after it came out onto the CW app, but that didn't work out because for personal reasons, but I finally found a time to do it. But quick heads up, I did a reaction video to the movie Moana 2 that came out November 30th. If you see that be uploaded before I upload this, that means I also didn't have the time to upload that the day or so after I watched the movie, but it's still fine because it's still in the like couple days range where the movie's still fairly new. This might also be uploaded a few days late if I don't end up having time to upload this. But if I do have time to upload this and upload this early, then that's a added plus for me. So I'm so excited. Superman and Lois season 4 episode 10. I'm so excited to react to it. So I'll see you in the next clip. See ya.
Where's your father?
He took off with that thing.
You have to help him.
We tried. He won't let us.
Help him.
But Dad said that...
Yeah, what he said, that thing's about to kill him.
For turtles. Come and get me. On me. What you doing out here?
You kidding? That barn is cursed. If I stay in there for too long, that whole wedding might blow up.
You take a superstition class in Greece?
Hey, I'm just stating facts.
It's good to have you back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. But I don't think it's gonna be for long. Spending the year overseas just showed me that Smallville's not where I want to spend the rest of my life.
Well, we're just gonna have to make senior year the best one of them all.
About what I wanted to leave behind. And the thing I knew was I couldn't do it alone. I needed help. Help from my family. Help from good friends. Problems? Far from it. But over time, we helped push the needle in the right direction. We gave people a sense of hope. Something that had been missing for far too long. At home, life was good. The years continued to pass as Lois and I got older.
Okay, I'm back for the reaction and review of the last episode of Superman and Lois. So, what I gotta say is that overall, this episode was amazing. I love how every character was doing in there and whatnot. There were some points where I got a little bit mad, but hey, who wouldn't when there are some parts of the episode you did not like what a character did or whatever. But the one thing that I think that felt right was Clark did not like hit Doomsday one more time when he was gonna put him into the sun because he was weakened by the sun. Because instead of doing that, Doomsday actually stopped him and showed him parts of his old self before he became Doomsday. And in that moment, I knew that Clark felt like instead of punching him, he'll just slightly push him into the sun, because I think Doomsday knew it was right thing for Clark to do. And in that moment, Doomsday, I think I felt like Doomsday reunited with his own family, because the episode before that, I think it was episode 9, he wanted to get back to his old family, to his own family and his own Earth, which, by the way, the way to get there is back through the mines, but Lex prevented him from doing that by trying to convince him to still be on his side and whatnot. The one thing that got me really pissed was that Lex lost his daughter, and he ended up losing her even more when he was about to kill Jordan. And Jonathan, well, he kind of almost succeeded with Jonathan if it wasn't for Jordan trying to save him, but I'm glad that Jordan saved him in time. But what pissed me off about him was that he was willing to go to the extent on killing a kid just to hurt Lois, and not any kid, but Lois's kid. And I'm like, why would he do that? Like, I mean, yes, he didn't say in the beginning of the show that he was gonna, of the season, that he was gonna hurt Lois, which I kind of figured he was gonna hurt Lois by hurting her family. But, he killed Clark just for Clark to come back, but with his father-in-law's heart. And Lex ended up crossing way over the line by trying to kill her kids. Okay, and so that's why I'm kind of glad that Clark was able to hear Jordan voice begging to Lex to not kill him when Clark was seeing that himself was healing a little bit. And while he was trying to fly back to stop Lex from trying to kill his son, Lois was able to stall some time, but also try to prevent Lex from killing their son, so that it gives Clark enough time to, like, almost about to reach where they are. And I was so excited when John Henry Irons heard who took his suit, because in that very moment he ended up getting the DoD to back him up when they went to go to what's his face layer to get him to do whatever he was thinking to get that dude to do. And I love how he built like a bomb that any Kryptonian or whatever, the moment you I think like put it on them or something, it ends up hurting them and stuff. So I love how he gave that to Lana, because the moment Lois finally got Lex to let go of Jordan and whatnot, before he can even like hurt Lois put the bomb thingy on John's suit to, like, I don't know, break apart the suit or something, so that and Lex was like, we're not over this or something. And I love the moment Lois said, or I forgot what she said, but I know that she said something really cool because next thing you know, Clark ends up picking up Lex and flying him up. And while he was doing that, Lois made sure that Jordan was fine, and Jordan said he couldn't hear Jonathan. And Lois told him to go find his brother, which he already did. And what's so sad was a little bit sad, but even though more sad, was that the moment he did find Jonathan, he wasn't alive. And when Jordan was doing CPR and stuff to get him to come back alive, it didn't work until finally, I think, all while Jordan was like putting compressions on him or whatever, I think he kind of like heat wave vision blew him or something, because the next thing you know, like it, and then Jonathan woke up, and it was heartwarming because, but also so sad because Jordan didn't want to go throughout his entire life without his fraternal twin being in it. And the moment he started like crying a little, telling Jonathan to not believe him, Jonathan said he wouldn't, that was so sad but also heartwarming because we all know that since that moment they were still going to be in each other's lives. And I love how they when Lois told them to forget what Clark told them because Doomsday was going to kill him, they end up saying fraternals. I love how, I don't know if that's going to be their catchphrase or something when they end up having to save the world or whatever, but even if it was their catchphrase, it's cool. And I love how they got the woman that worked for Lex to tell everyone the truth of what he was actually doing. But because now she finally realized that she should have stopped Lex when it was gonna get way too much. And yeah, and overall, other than that, what really shocked me more was that Lex had what's his face that took the suit to put in like kryptonite nails. I believe those are nails. I hope I'm right. If I'm not, then sorry. And I was so shocked when Lex shot that to Clark, and that one of them was about to like push itself going into Clark's heart. Well, Sam's heart, but still Clark's heart in a way. And I was so hoping that Lex wasn't gonna kill Clark but before Clark can even take it out. But thank God he didn't, because after Clark took the nail out and crushed it and stuff, Lex just like made Clark more angry than I think he was ever angry before. But this time, it wasn't like the kind of anger that was going to make Clark kill him, because obviously Clark is not going to do that. It just made, like, I think Lex almost killing his son brought out, like, the overprotectiveness, Papa Bear mode in Clark and whatnot. So Clark was like, you hurt my wife, you hurt my kids, or my family and all that stuff. And he's like, and then Clark, and every time when he punched Lex, when he said for each one, the punch was like getting stronger and stronger. And I love how the last bit, when he said that he was not going to hurt anyone else anymore, and that this was going to be done once for all, he punched him one more time just for the suit to break and Lex to almost fall to his death. But before he can even fall to his death, Clark prevented it and ended up like grabbing him and gently put him on the ground and told him this is over. And he hugged his family. He looks at the others, and to let them know that it's done. And oh my gosh, 1 year later, I did not know this was gonna happen between John and Lana, but it was like slowly like burning between them anyways. And I love how they got married 1 year later. So, and I was so excited for them because that means that Natalie was gonna have a stepsister. Well, sort of more like a sister than a stepsister. Same with Sarah and Sophie. And I was so shocked to find out that Kyle and Chrissy were finally married. I mean, yes, we all knew that they were gonna get married, but didn't know they were gonna be like actually married 1 year later. But I was so happy that they have a son for their first child together, and then they were having twins, and this time it's also not a boy, not a boy, is because even though Lana says she's no doctor, she kind of felt like they were gonna having more boys, the two. So that means that Sarah and Sophie were gonna have brothers instead, but kind of a bad because they're gonna be the only two girls, and the like kids like kind of perspective. Well, overall, I think they don't mind. What shocked me so much was that I didn't know Sarah was gonna be in this episode because she wasn't in the past, I think 2-3 episodes or something, when she mentioned she wanted to go overseas and whatnot before her senior year. But the moment that Jordan realized that she wasn't in the barn, he went to his house, his family's house, and saw Sarah there. That shocked me to the core because I did not know that was her, because this time she has long hair with bangs, and I think it's like dark brown or jet black or something. And I was like so shocked because I didn't recognize her. I didn't know that was her. But she looked overall beautiful with her new look and whatnot. And I love how, you know, they're still good friends and whatnot, despite whatever happened between them. And even though that Clark and Lois didn't want to try for any more kids, I love how they were content with the kids they have now. And I love how they were so like, what you call it, with one of being grandparents when they end up having grandkids this time. I love how Jordan and Jonathan got married, had kids. I don't know if Jonathan married Candace and Jordan ended up marrying Sarah or someone else, but I love that. I think the special guest appearance that we all heard about or something, I did not know it was gonna be Bitsy's husband David from Grimm. Like, I watched him on Grimm, and I know there was another one where I watched him from A Million Little Things. I think that's it. And he is my favorite like actor before I even, well, him and Bitsy were my favorite like actor and actresses from before. And to see them like work together, even though it's like in one episode and stuff, was amazing. And what shocked me a lot. Okay, so what shocked me was that I didn't know that David was gonna be the guest appearance, but I'm so glad he was. And what made me even more surprised about his guest appearance was that he was gonna be, I believe he was the one who ended up portraying Jordan's older self, I believe. I hope I'm right, but if not, he'll probably be, yeah, no, he's Jordan. I think he's Jordan. I hope he's Jordan. If not, he probably is Jonathan, but I'm hoping right that he's Jordan. But I love how, like, before Bitsy was ever in, like, this universe, they were just playing, Bitsy and David were just playing boyfriend and girlfriend and Grimm and whatnot and stuff. leading up to who knew that in this part it's Bitsy playing the mom and David playing the son this time. But overall they were good. And it was so sad to hear that Lois ended up getting her cancer back, and this time it was way worse, that she ended up dying peacefully from it. And I love how the last thing she said was daddy. And as much as I really love that her and Clark got 32 years more years together before that happened and whatnot, it kind of sucked that we didn't get to see Sam at least meet Lois there, but it was fine, honestly. And it was so heartwarming to see how Clark was able to go on without Lois. He got a dog, he hanged out with Kyle and all of that. And what sucked a little bit was that Clark almost died in the same area where his Earth father Jonathan died. But it's a good thing that Kyle was able to prevent him from dying where his father used to die on. And instead he ended up dying in the room his wife died. But he died peacefully. And I love how his like out of body self appeared out of his lifeless body. And even though it's sad that his sons had to see him die and whatnot, it was heartwarming. I know I'm gonna keep saying all those words and whatnot, so I might not keep saying it. I love seeing Clark walking around the house, seeing his friends, his grandkids. But what really sucked is that even though we didn't get to see Sam meet Lois like actually there, even though she did say daddy, it kind of also sucked that him and Clark didn't see each other there. You know, the only people that Clark did see was Chrissy, Kyle, Lana, John, his grandkids, Jordan, and Jonathan. But what shocked me in this part was I didn't know he was gonna end up seeing Lex there too. And Lex was just like, I think, crying or something. But I'm surprised he was there because I don't know what he did that he was, able to go where Clark and the others were. But I love how they ended the episode when Clark went to like the front door, Jordan and Jonathan was in front of it, and I think it was Jordan that opened the door. And the first thing he saw was like, of course, bright light on the other side, but also Lois there. And I did see this before, like a little like glimpse of her before I watched this episode, so that was like a little bit spoiler for me, but I loved it nonetheless. I love how they made Lois wear the dress that she wore. I love how they made Lois wear the dress that Clark bought her when she was gonna win an award years back. I think when the boys were still young or before they even had the boys. And I love how Clark like smiled at that and whatnot. And I love how they finally got to be in each other's arms. I love how Clark got to kiss Lois again and Lois kissing Clark again. Overall, this episode was really good. I love how it all came to be and whatnot. And I love how every of the characters' story ended and whatnot. But I don't think even though the show ended that the stories end, I still keep going on and whatnot. And I hope that hopefully if in the future or whatever, if someone decides to like make a spin-off of Superman and Lois, but this time with like Clark and Lois grandkids and whatnot, them saving the world and stuff, with Jordan and Jonathan still alive. If that ever happened, I would totally watch it. But if that's never gonna happen, that's fine too. But it's exciting to think about. And yeah, I guess that's it. But I also love how Jordan and Jonathan have suits now. Love that. And I love how before Clark got very old and stuff, I love how Clark was flying in the sky with Jordan and Jonathan on his side. But not like on his side, just on like on each side of him, but like a little bit back from him. And then John and Natalie joining them from behind him too. I love that as well. Well, overall, my reaction and review on this, it's kind of sad that all these shows that we watched since the Arrow has ended, and this is probably like what the only last show in that, even though Superman and Lois was not in like the Arrowverse era, it's kind of sad how this is also another show that just got canceled, or at least was only able to give this show 4 seasons. But honestly, I don't think none of us regret watching each of the shows because they have impacted our lives one way or another, and they have taught us a lot of stuff and whatnot. But even though this show has ended and whatnot, we can still watch it on HBO or Netflix or wherever these shows are, whatever movie streams these shows are on, because they're always gonna be there. I just hope the movie streams don't take them out, because I really hate how Netflix does that sometimes, just for like a few months later for it to come back on or whatever. But other than that, I'm glad that Supergirl, The Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, Black Lightning is still on Netflix. I'm glad that Superman and Lois is still on HBO. Don't know when they had it on there, but I'm just glad there. And also Stargirl and whatnot. But overall, I'm glad I started watching Arrow and all the other shows years ago in 2016, I believe. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't have known that Superman and Lois was ever going to be created. And for this to happen, I'm glad, because, you know, I love all these actors and actresses that's in it who play superheroes, non-superheroes, but still they're heroes, because I get really excited watching them play the characters and stuff a lot. And but I hope you guys love the video, because this and the reaction to the Moana 2 movie are just a start. But I'm glad that these are gonna be like the first 2 videos to ever come out in December, that I uploaded in December this year, 2024. But there's still gonna be more to come. I hope you guys love the video as much as I love filming it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, tap the notification bell to always be notified, so you continue following me on my YouTube journey. But if you want to follow me on my social media journey, it's all going to be linked down in the description and whatnot. So I hope you guys have a good morning, afternoon, evening, dawn, whatever. And I hope you guys have a good day, good night, good afternoon, all of that. And I hope you all are doing well on this fine day, or on this basically whole fine month. And I'll see you hopefully in the next video once I come up with what I'm gonna do. So yeah, I hope I see you in the next video. Bye.